Hey everyone, this time on Tim Talks Audio, we're checking out a drum VST. This is Hertz Drums. So Hertz Drums is a newer VST instrument of exactly like it sounds. It's a drum kit, but it's not just this standard drum kit. There is a lot of functionality going on inside this VST instrument. Every single shell has been meticulously captured with multiple microphones in multiple positions with multiple different rooms, and there's all kinds of grooves going on. There's a lot of flexibility. And with Hertz Drums, they have different drum packs, which are different shells with different heads and different microphones. So there's an immense amount of versatility inside this one drum VST. And it doesn't stop there. They didn't just change the microphones for all of the different shells. They did it for the overheads and the cymbal mics as well, and the room mics. So there's a ton going on within just this one drum plugin if you just wanted the drum sounds. And then it has grooves. You can pull in built-in grooves into your session and even extract the MIDI to put right into your session and have it trigger the drum instrument when it needs to inside your session. There's two things I need to say before we dive into the DAW. First is that Hertz Instruments sent me this plugin to check out for you guys. So you can think of this video like it's partially sponsored. They sent the plugin over, but all of the opinions within this video are my own. Second is, when we dive into the DAW, I am going to go away. Unfortunately, I had a failure in my recording setup and this video capture just failed. It happens sometimes, but I recorded this new intro and all of the information you're about to see in the rest of the video still stands true. Now let's go ahead and check out Hertz Drums by diving into the DAW. Okay, so here it is. By default, this is gonna be sort of what it looks like. There's a few minor things that I've done in preparations for this video, but this is what you're gonna see when you open up Hertz Drums. You'll see, obviously, the user interface in the top showing you the amount of drums and cymbals that are available within these kits, as well as the mixer with multiple channels so that you can do all of your individual cymbals and overheads, rooms, reverbs, direct shells, things like that, and be able to go into different groups like your kicks. As you can see, there's multiple kick drums, snares, toms, etc., etc. So this is the mixer view. We're not limited to just one set of shells or just one kit. So here's where things get really ridiculous and allow you to fine-tune whatever you need for your productions. So I'm going to start with the right kick drum. There it is. That's how it sounds on its own. When we load up, I have this preset rock metal. I just pulled in one of the presets. So this is the kick drum that we're going to get. This is cool. I like the sound of it, but I wish it was recorded with a different microphone. Sure, when you're looking in this view, you can come up to the top and you can see that there are 3 different microphone selections available, A, B, and C. And as we click through, we just heard A. Now let's go to B. This is the same drum with a different microphone. And now C. So you can hear there's lots of variation between just these 3 different microphones on the one shell. Now imagine being able to do this across all of the shells, because you can. By holding Shift on your keyboard, if you change any one of these, the entire kit will now shift to the other selection of microphones per shell or per cymbal. Different selections and different microphones were used during the capturing of these kits for all of these samples. And now I say all of these kits because it's not just one, depending on what you get, because there's lots of options available with the different sample packs, red, blue, white, and now they also have the Metal Unlimited pack. This is a brand new pack that they just released. But before we switch over to Metal Unlimited, let's keep going with what we have right now. We're in the mixer view, but I want to go in and really fine-tune individual elements. Yes, I could click on a drum, change the microphone, and whatever I need to do here, but let's go into the library and sampler. And now you can see that there's way more options right in here. So right now we're adjusting the kick drums. Using the grid on bottom, I can hover around and it's going to tell me different elements about the drum in question. So right now I'm looking at my kick drum and it says group selection kick. This is what we're working with right now. This is the drum and the microphone that we're currently using on our kick drum. And we can see that the instrument is a vintage 24 by 14. This is from the white pack that's available with Hertz Drums. Within the white pack, you also have a master 22 by 18 inch, a maple 24 by 14 inch, a classic 24 by 18, and an absolute 22 by 18. These are all different shells, all captured meticulously with multiple microphones. So left to right, different shells. Vertically, different microphones on those shells. So you can go with classic 24 by 18, and that was mic A. Maybe you don't like that. Maybe you'd prefer an absolute 22 by 18 with mic B. Cool. Now I'm just regular left single clicking on these different pads to get a single one shot so I can hear and sample the drum. If I want to commit to it, I just right click, or if you're on Mac, you can 2-finger click on a trackpad, but really you just need the alternate click. And now you'll see that this square of wherever you selected illuminates. So now this kick drum, my right kick, is going to be my Maple 24 with microphone B. If I go back to the left kick, you can see and hear it's a different shell with a different microphone. Well, it's the same microphone, but it's a different shell. So it's going to sound similar, but obviously different. And as you purchase and load in more packs, this menu gets to be expansive. It grows with you. So here are the 5 different shell sets of the Metal Unlimited pack. Then we have the white pack, the red pack, and the blue pack. 3 different microphones, 5 different sets of shells per pack. Right now, with what the guys over at Hertz Drums have done, and they thankfully have sent over everything, thank you very much, guys, I have nearly 60 different options per drum of what I can choose for my drum sounds. I want something further away. Maybe I want the C microphone on something. I want something a little tighter, a little punchier. You can click through and really customize. But of course, it comes loaded with a ton of presets. You come up to the top, blue pack presets. Here's 5 individual presets. Red pack has the same, white pack, and the Metal Unlimited has way more. They have the basic kits, metal kits, and then snap kit. Something about the snap kits is this is something you would use to help bolster your live recorded acoustic drums, because this is real clicky, it's real attacky. It's just going to add some snap and some presence to your drums, and you can blend them in to your live recorded drums. So now you're sample replacing or sample augmenting your live drums with some extra snap. And I'm going to load one in right now. So you can hear there's not a lot going on. There's really not a lot of punch, but the snap kits are there to add that snap and that attack, the presence that you want. And then you can get the punch with your live recorded drums. There's way more you can do within this instrument as well. It also has grooves that you could pull in, and you can sample them just by clicking on any one of these pads. And when you find a groove that you like, and I'm just going to kind of slide over a little bit more. So when you find a groove that you like, let's say this one, you come down to the bottom selection here, and here's where you can preview at either half your session tempo or double your session tempo. But let's say this is the perfect groove. Just use the little crosshair here, and you could drag it right into your session, locked to your tempo. And just like with other drum instruments, you can do some audio routing. You don't have to have everything coming out of just a stereo left-right. Maybe you want to break it out and do some of your own processing on the individual shells or the cymbals, the rooms, everything. You can just kind of go into the routing and change it to a different set of outputs from your instrument. Maybe you have an electric drum kit just like I do, and you want to use this or play the part yourself. Click on the little MIDI button here and make sure your mapping is correct. And they already have a bunch of standardized mappings built right in. So if you go to eDrum presets, maybe you have a Roland kit, maybe you just have general MIDI or an Alesis set. You can pull in some of the mapping already, and there's other ones as well. Perhaps you have a different virtual drummer and you like its mapping, something like this one that we've used in the past before. But you can just pull that in and the mapping will all follow suit, especially with your E-kit or your pads or however you want to put your drums in. And without going even further in, because we can really go much further in, changing velocities, reversing samples, adjusting the attack and decay of all of these things, the blends of the direct mics into the overheads, the sub frequencies, the reverbs. There's really a ton you can do, especially on this right-hand side over here. But instead of getting into all of that, we're just going to use presets for now. And you've seen how we can just jump into a preset and change it to suit our needs. Let's take a listen to how this thing actually sounds. I have two different riffs that I've worked on here using some of the grooves inside of Hertz Drums. So the first one is just a really heavy, sludgy kind of guitar riff. Honestly, the guitars are holding on one note and the bass is just kind of walking up the scale. And then there's a little bit of a pad to kind of just add some width and some textures. That's the first one. And then the second one is more kind of punk rocky. But we'll do each one of these 3 times to go through just a couple different presets so you can hear the versatility of what they ship with these packs. And then, like we said before, there's tons of flexibility so that you can customize it for your own productions. Here's the first riff, 3 times over, 3 different presets. Okay, like we said, that was banging through just a couple of the different presets. Now, let's say basic kit 4, this is exactly what you need, but you just want it slightly different. I'm gonna hold down shift and I'm gonna come over to my mic selection, and it really doesn't matter which drum you're using, but holding shift and clicking on any one of these will shift the entire drum kit to that microphone selection. So now, same basic kit 4, instead of microphone selection B, we're now using microphone selection A. So there it is, that's Hertz Drums. Once again, they sent this over for this review and everything you heard was my own opinion. I want to thank the guys over at Hertz Studios where all of this was captured, and you could definitely check them out, and I'll put a link to their website down below. Also, if you want to pick up your own copy of Hertz Drums, use the link down in the description. There's a 14-day free trial, so you can go ahead and go try it out for 2 weeks, get some productions done. And if you do enjoy how Hertz Drums sounds and works, it is pretty affordable for the amount of flexibility that you have in here. It normally goes for 229 euros, or that's 244 US dollars. There's a little bit of conversion going on, and that price might fluctuate a little bit, but about $250 gets you a ton of flexibility within one drum VST instrument. That's all for now. If you found anything informative, please like and share the video. Do you want to talk drum sounds, maybe some plugins, or have your mix reviewed by a bunch of peers? Jump into the Discord. There's going to be a link down in the description. Do you want to work with me mixing your next release? I want to work with you. Let's get that process started over at timflansbaum.com. And if you have a question, ask it in the comments and I'll answer it in a future video. Thanks for watching.